I make videos about how to stop scrolling, but last night I scrolled until 11 p.m. and I had a breakdown. But in that breakdown, I had the biggest realization of my life. And in this video, I want to share it with you. So picture me, right? I'm just sitting on the floor in my bedroom, just in my underwear, and I'm crying. Like genuinely, tears streaming down my face, eyes red, everything, right? I was crying because I had broken yet another promise to myself. I said I wouldn't scroll today. And yet here I was at 11 p.m., 3 hours past when I want to go to bed. And I just feel awful. I had broken my trust yet again. And you know, the thing about addictions is that the worst part about addictions is that they break down your self-trust. Like you make a promise to yourself one day saying, today is going to be a good day. I'm actually going to do something. And then you don't. You say that you won't scroll, but then you do. You make these constant small promises to yourself only to just break them every single day. And the realization that I had there as I was just sitting there crying because I was scrolling is that my root problem isn't even about scrolling. It's not even that I have an addiction or a habit. It's none of that. The actual problem was that I lack self-respect. I lacked integrity. I lacked that self-respect because of all of the promises that I'd broken from every single day of lying to myself. You know, because it's one thing, I said at the beginning of the video, I literally make videos on how to help other people stop scrolling. And I was lying to all of my audience. And not only that, but the worst part, and that's why the realization hurt so much, I realized that I was lying to myself. And that's the part that broke me. That's the part that made me realize that I needed change. Like, I can't be living my life like this because at the end of the day, if I just can't even trust myself, then I have nothing. If you can't trust yourself, you have nothing. Like, what else are you going to do? And so even if I could snap my fingers and then I would never scroll for the rest of my life would still suck because another problem would just pop into its place. It's like whack-a-mole. You know, you hit one problem, another one pops up. And no matter how many problems you just keep hitting over and over again, they just keep popping up. And so that's the realization that I needed. The realization that my root problem is a lack of self-respect and integrity. And I'll even prove it to you. Look, this is the task list that I would always use. Big X's everywhere. I'd just be disappointed in myself because I would set these big task lists for myself. And that wasn't even big, right? That was just 4 things. And I couldn't even follow that. I couldn't even follow 4 things on a task list. How could I expect myself to completely stop doing this addiction when I couldn't even do 4 things in one day? And only then did I realize that now that I have the root problem, like I understand what my real problem is, I realized that I can actually start fixing it. And so from that breakdown that I had, I actually got a lot of hope. Like I realized that if I just build my self-respect and my self-trust back up again, then the other problems in my life would just go away. Because that's the root problem, right? That's how the root problem works. You get the root problem, and then all the branches of the actual problems that you see, the symptoms, they go away. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I'll show you. What I decided to do was to break down my task list into 3 or 4 small things, like genuinely bite-sized promises, in order to build my self-trust back up again. Like a simple split that you can follow is mind, body, soul, integrity. So for my mind, it's record one video. For the body, it's go to the gym today. Soul is just to meditate 10 minutes, basically just sit there and breathe. And integrity is to turn my phone off at 7 p.m. 4 simple things. Like that's all I need to do today. So genuinely, if I just scroll for the rest of the day, but as long as I hit those 4 criteria, I won the day. That's a good day. And I have no shame about it because this is the only way to build your self-trust up again. Because again, you don't fix your self-trust, nothing else will follow. But in order to build your self-trust back up again, you have to make these small micro promises to yourself. And that's what I'm doing. And I would genuinely urge you to do this as well. Set yourself just 3 small things to do every single day, like 3 small goals. It doesn't have to be big. One of them can genuinely be to make your bed. You know, Jordan Peterson talks about how making your bed is one of the most important habits that you can have. And I get it now. Because it's just a small habit that you make, you tell yourself that you're going to do in order to build your self-trust up again. And again, there's no shame here. I literally told you about how I was crying on the floor in my underwear, right? There's no shame here. If that's what you need to do to change your life, then do it. There's no shame here because it's just you and your life. And so, as a quick recap for everything, right? So this is what I'm doing. I had a breakdown. The real problem isn't scrolling. Again, you don't have a habit problem. You don't have an addiction problem. It's not even that it's your self-image. You just have a self-respect problem. And give it 1 week, just 7 days of building these small micro promises up to yourself. Then you can change your life.